It is a long.
When markets move, Stephen E. Orr takes the chair. From the White House to Wall Street, he's spent decades at the intersection of policy, markets, and real capital. And he's seen firsthand how institutions use data behind closed doors. Now, as founder of Quasar Markets, his mission is to pull those signals into the open so everyone can see what really moves the markets. This is Stephen E. Orr, Big Beat on Wall Street. Let's filter the future live.
Good morning, Quasar Markets Live. We're coming into you Tuesday, January 6th, and the setup is simple. Index futures are basically flat, coming off a huge Monday rip into record territory, but the real tell this morning is metals, copper, silver, gold. Hard assets are stealing the show. Steve, before we even get cute with the charts, give me your quick read. What's going on, my man? Uh-oh, you seem to be muted.
Nothing is going on, Howard.
There we go.
It's the same as yesterday. It's like nothing's changed yesterday, right? And the markets are muted, right? You're seeing gold playing within the structure of the linear regression. You're seeing WTI. The country of Venezuela, the largest oil-producing country in the world, proven oil reserves, and oil prices haven't moved a bit, right? So when you looked at yesterday and the run up on yesterday, it was because the Santa rally hadn't showed up just yet. It was late, but it showed up finally. Yeah, look, I get it. Everybody's looking for something. They're looking for some alpha, looking for a place to play in the sandbox to make some money. It's not easy right now. It's a picker's market right now. And I'm not the guy that's going to go, ooh, I can't wait to see what the news is telling me to buy a stock, to sell a stock, right? I want to be ahead of the game. And right now, the problem is the Fed is lost. So all of these things we're talking about, they don't even know what to do. And so what do, right? They're kicking the can down the road. What does all this mean as an investor? It just means I'm holding steady. I'm protecting the portfolio. If something's crazy going on, then why isn't the VIX up? If the world is in such mess, why are we not seeing massive oil runs to the upside? What's going on in the world? And I think the confusion has hit a wall now, and that confusion is holding people back in a lot of ways. They don't know whether they put money in or out. I think I've raised the most cash I've ever had in my entire life on the sidelines for the first time, and still staying long in my portfolio. So Howard, you're absolutely right. I don't understand what people are thinking of right now, because there's nothing to really just stick your head in and to quote hang your hat on to make it your thesis.
Yeah, that is the tough part. You know what I mean? It's I just I was going to ask you about that. It's funny you bring it up, and it isn't on the banners or anything else, so you didn't know this was coming.
Okay.
But where I'm having trouble already is setting up my year versus my they're becoming swing trades or scalps when they're meant to be my year up setup. You know what I mean?
So when I tell people, Howard, if your charts look exactly the same as it did 3 months ago, this is exactly what I mean, right? If your charts literally have the same technical indicators on it as you had, in this case, even a month ago, you screwed up. Now, people hate when I say that. Oh, I love my 20, 50, 100-day moving averages on my, okay, great. Keep them on. I don't care. But your 20, 30, 50, 100, 233, make up a number. I don't care. Isn't the purpose right now because the volatility is changing, right? Where the buyers are and where the sellers are, okay, they're still there. They're still looking for their prices, discovery, but they don't know what to do about the alpha trying to catch it now. So then what do they do, Howard? How do I find the next level? What is the thesis? Well, the theme has it, and we talked about this yesterday with in total length with Steve Flanagan, that the overarching quantum convergence, as he's calling it, hasn't laid out yet. It hasn't played out completely. The first little plank of that, which is capturing Maduro, has played out. NATO is saying, look, if Trump goes after Greenland, NATO is going to protect Greenland. We have reasons to protect Greenland, right? If Russia,
yeah. The Greenland thing, is escalated very quickly. I wanted to stick where you were with the charts there for a second. Yeah. And you said something, SMAs should be part of your chart in general because they're irrelevant to the movement of bullish or bearish momentum or, chop. Like what Steve's talking about is if you were using certain squeeze indicators, momentum indicators, those change as market changes. So those things you want to be moving in and out of your charts. Some things, like he's saying, might always be part of it, so just keep that in mind there. As you mentioned, Steve, VIX at 15, man, I can't get there. I just can't get there.
Why is that? And I'll tell you the answer to it. Because I think traders are getting smarter. What do I mean by that? Because the VIX is a broken indicator. It has calculus behind it that can't always keep up with the actual market digestion. And that's what happens. So they have to tweak it all the time to make it work, right? TVIX was a good example of that. There's an ETF that was a triple VIX inverse, and I think it's gone now. And back in the day, it couldn't keep up. It was broken. The VIX is still broken. Folks feel, oh, that's not broken. It's a S&P indicator, blah, 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 blah. It's broken because you're digesting volatility in a different way than volatility really happens, right? You have volume, great. You have the ability to see options, great. But it really doesn't pull all the data points that we now use into that indicator. So when people say, oh, why didn't the VIX jump well, it's because of the decay of the option. Oh, well, I didn't understand that. Great. Well, that's what I mean by sometimes what you think you understand of the market and the dynamics of it. Oh, silver should go sky high because there's not a lot of it. They can't make enough of it. It's got to go into the products for EV. But okay. So that's what I mean. All of a sudden, the CME comes in.
But the reason VIX is confusing me right now is we're only on the 6th of the month. So Contango and the things that come into it aren't there right now. So I'm with you. I know that it breaks down more after the 15th than before
after the 15th. That's right. The 15th.
Because, and what Steve's talking about is because of the way that it takes into effect time decay, it's using options. The closer you are to expiry at the end of the month, the more that gets taken into effect. We're early in the month. So, yeah, or I guess the answer is they're saying all the volatility is already done for the month. You know what I mean? In other words, what else could you do? You've already invaded a nation, although not if you ask Polymarket. And let's get there first. Let's go.
Let's go there. I like that.
Let's go there. Polymarket's saying no invasion, not willing to pay out. What the heck is that?
I said it yesterday. I give polymarket and caution. I don't want to hear this. They're going to be around. They're the great company, going to be around for a long time. But the prediction markets, as we know today, will probably not be looking the way they are in a year or two from now. And I think people are going to get tired of it. And there's going to be a collaboration at some point, and they're just going to be tired of it, right? So I don't expect that, right? I expect prediction markets will do like everything else. Oh, it's new, it's shiny. I can't wait to buy that thing. And oh God, really got to go to Kalshi to go make my decision on how I want to buy this stock. No, folks, you still should be paying attention to the markets in a way that has been going on for 10,000 years. What do you mean by 10,000 years, BigBeat? Supply and demand. It's the first thing you learn in Finance 101 in school. S1, D1, S2, D2. That's the price difference. That price is discovery that we only understand based on what the buyers and sellers are at, right? That's what makes it happen. And that's what makes your charts work. Your charts don't work because it's a pretty line on it. Trust me, there's over 9,000 applications I can put on mine, and I got about 2,000 on mine. That's not going to give you the answer of whether or not I should buy NVIDIA stock now or not, right? A good example of that would be, I told you back a couple months ago, my new thesis for this year is Costco, C-O-S-T. I had a reason for it, a thesis for it. I had a technical indicators to show you that. Nobody on Wall Street was talking about Costco. Guess who's talking about Costco this morning, saying could be a great buy, could be the buy of the year? Jim Cramer.
You're screwed then.
2 months later. Thanks, Jim.
Good thing I didn't get it. I've been all over Costco and thinking it's undervalued.
Right.
But I can't figure out why it doesn't move up. It's what
right.
That's one where
I want to be ahead of the game. I don't want to be chasing the machine when they're down the road. I wanted to buy silver at 19 when the thesis was at 19. I'm not chasing silver at almost $80 an ounce. It's silly, right? And your charts aren't telling you that silver is going higher. It's just FOMO at this point. And then people get scared and go, oh, well, why did it get crashed? Well, CME raised margin requirements. They're going to do it again. It's going to get worse. This is not the highest the CME's ever raised the margin requirements, right? So that's not going to help you with your charts. That's not going to help you with your thesis, because the thesis is still the same, and EV and all the things that we're talking about. There are other factors at play. So you have to have a more well-rounded understanding of the markets when you make those decisions of the buys and the sells. So when you talk about Costco, my thesis there was, I think people are going to go get cheap. They're going to buy things, and they're way ahead of the game. They've been buying product a long time ago to make those things, Kirkland and all those things, and they're pretty good at selling. And they find cool things to buy, like silver and gold, and
they've done well with tariffs. They've made it clear that their supply chains are pretty strong, everywhere. So like I said, that's why I guess I'm a little bit more confused on this one. I think Costco should be a huge buy.
It is. And my thesis is not changed. I'm still liking Costco, and we're going to Costco all the way throughout the rest of the year. My thesis that I'm building now is on orange juice. Why actually buying orange juice, right? Well, my orange juice is because of the greening of Brazil, right? What does that mean, greening? It's the blight. It's going to hit Brazil, and Brazil is the biggest producer of oranges, not Florida anymore, right? Because Florida crops got mostly wiped out by the hurricanes. So, but that's not on a chart. Right now, orange juice is going down, and I'm looking to buy orange juice. I can't wait to buy orange juice. I'm not quite there yet because the technical side hasn't come to me yet, but I'm working on that thesis. That's the difference. But I don't have a 20-day, 50-day, 100-day moving average telling me when I should buy orange juice, because it's my thesis is not on technical. My thesis is on a bigger picture idea. Why? Because farmers don't give a shit about your charts. Farmers have to make money, right? So farmers have to know when to buy and when to sell, when to plant. And it takes years to plant those trees and to produce. So that's why sometimes your charts don't mean a damn thing. And so I want to make sure that we get away from just buying. And guess what? I'm going to the CMT Association this week, Thursday, the midwinter meeting on Thursday and Friday. The guys that actually invented your charts that you use, right? Because I love charting. That's why I love charting more than anybody. But I'm trying to get people to understand, when you look at the market today, it's not moving, but my charts tell me it's going to move, or my thesis, that's okay. If your thesis hasn't changed or your ideas haven't changed, don't worry about the rest of the world. That's the difference. And I think, Howard, I think, one of the things that we love about you and your idea of crypto, you've kept me from making huge purchases into Bitcoin because you said in the last year, we're in a range bound. But yesterday you said, hey, you know what? I see the perps moving. The thesis has changed, right? That's not a technical analysis. That's the perps. It's a whole group of people that are buying and selling. That has added to the thesis. And that's where a better trader becomes a great trader. A great trader, you look at Warren Buffett's and you look at the Peter Lynch, you talk about them, and we talk about them here on the show all the time. They didn't go look at their charts and go, ooh, look at my pretty chart, and go, I can't wait to buy Berkshire Hathaway. He didn't do that, right? That's why I want to make everybody here better traders and be better at everything and not just at one thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will point out Bitcoin did fade off right where I said at that 94,750 or so. So it still hasn't broken out. So be careful here. Its leverage is now picking up to where it might be ripe for a flush. So be a little bit careful. I would love to see it.
There it is.
Through, but, it's ripe for a flush right now. Steve, overnight, I guess NVIDIA still has some things they're going to do. They're not out of business because I thought they were closing up a couple of months ago, right? So for those that don't know, the CES convention, which is where NVIDIA really took off last year from, was started yesterday. AMD, NVIDIA, all of them talking there. What were your takeaways? Any big ones that you saw there that you really liked?
Jensen Huang is still the man. He's still the man, dude. Let's be honest. He's building the future. He ain't looking at his charts. He is looking at how to build a new future for all of us to live in. And that's what I've always said. We are living in their future because they're writing the code. They're the ones writing our future. They're our future. So if you don't like Jensen Huang, you don't like Elon Musk, you don't like Jeff Bezos, change the future. But they're the ones writing the future. So Jensen is building something very, very cool. Now, I think one of the cool things I think the spin and the turn that NVIDIA has worked on right now is that they're implementing now into cars. They're now going into where we are, and that is different. It's no longer building a very, very cool video card to go in your desktop or your laptop. He's now building it where you live, in your mobile and in your autonomous vehicles. Should be soon, right? He's saying what I said 10 years ago. Wait till your cars drive themselves, and you won't even have a steering wheel. You'll be playing games on a machine inside your car. So,
you mean you'll be making your new trading thesis with it while it's driving you to work? So there you go. He did say the next big thing, GPU, Vera Rubin, is in full production. Yeah. Fundamentally, it's bullish, but the market's reaction is very muted. Steve talks about how high the posts are there for them, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I played a game called King of the Hill. Maybe the stupidest thing I ever played because kids want to beat the heck out of you, right? And knock you off the hill, but the idea was to get on the hill, and everybody's got to knock you off the hill. Guess who's king of the hill? It's him. It's Jensen Huang, and everybody wants to be part of Jensen Huang. And he has to build technology that does not look like yesterday's technology, and he's doing that, but it takes time. You know who's been quiet has been Mark Zuckerberg. He is quietly building some big things in the back end that he has kept quiet about. I think Elon Musk is in awe of what Mark is building. I had a long chat with somebody in Facebook's team and said, Steve, you really wouldn't even be able to begin to understand what we're actually building. And I said, well, try me. And to be honest with you, I kept up with it, but I kept up with it. That's about all I could do. The technology coming in about 5 years, folks, you can't even begin to understand the future. How we're going to live and act and intermingle is a whole different way we're going to live. Oh, come on. We haven't changed the way we live. If you think about the way that you interacted with your phone just a few years ago, how now you interact with your phone is different. Think of it. The foldable phones weren't really a big thing until one phone came out. Now every phone will be foldable, right? That's going to be a thing of the past. It's wearables. And as that comes along, and you're going to need better chipsets. And NVIDIA is getting ready for that. So being mobile is the key and having it in your car. So you'll be able to go from your glasses to your car simultaneously, right? It'll be you go left your house, your desktop, you go out to your TV on you had your orange juice and your coffee in the morning, you turn off your front TV, you walk out, still got the same news, you put your glasses on, you put your headset on, and boom, you go to your car, and there's the same thing. We're going to be inundated with this all day long. And so NVIDIA's on top of that, already start the process. Apple, I think Apple CarPlay, all these things they're working on is starting to become that process. So we need to make sure the technology, that's why I'm saying technology, I don't care what anybody's thinking right now. Technology is going to lead us in this 2026. It's exciting. I was just on a podcast this morning in Europe on sports saying that a lot of his customers are scared of AI. You're not even going to know you're being used by AI in the future. It's just going to be part of who you are and what we're doing. So yeah, I think Jensen Huang is dead on, and I think CES did not show what everybody's quote really working on. I think they're just showing some new products, and I think that's why Jensen Huang, and I think that's why the market's not really reacting to it today. To answer your question.
Yeah, I think it's still going to. I think NVIDIA bounced nicely off that 50-day MA, not to use charts here, but bounced nicely off that 50-day MA.
Why use it now, Howard? You're right, because the news is out. Now we have to digest the news, and now your charts tell you where the price is. That's exactly how to use a chart.
And it looks like they could take off today. And I've been watching chips in general off of the CES news. I mean, Micron's one I'm watching today too, MU. They said that they don't have enough chips to supply. You know what I mean? They don't have enough. Hey, Zora. They don't have enough chips. They don't have enough chips. I'll say that again. ASML, another one you got to be watching today too. On their DRAMs, right? They talked about that yesterday. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff that comes out today that people digest, from that CES. And that's going to be a big thing for me to watch today. I think it's chip sector, it's that semis for sure, AI names, who gets mentioned the most, who does the most buying, who do they point to who's purchasing the stuff, That's what I'm watching today.
You'd also feel that the market could be fully valued too. I mean, we just had a run yesterday of about 800 points in the Dow. I mean, I know it fell at 300 at the end of the afternoon on some profit taking and a little bit profit taking today. That's just normal, right? That's normal market structure. So right now for me, I ought to keep my eye on this a little bit, but there's a lot of macro out there, that geopolitical issues that are really affecting the markets. And in a lot of ways you can't fight the Fed. So the Fed is really getting talkative again.
Well, crypto is telling you we want to try to run here. Bitcoin just broke back above 94.4 here, so it's getting back up towards that spot.
I sold a little bit off yesterday. I think that was 88,000. I'd bought at 80,000. I sold a little bit of that off. I'm going to keep the rest of it. I will tell you, Howard, I do want to sell short silver at some point. ZSL, using ZSL today again. At some point, I did it yesterday. Crushed it yesterday. Took it off. No, nobody should be owning ZSL overnight. It's not an ETF or an overnight position. What's cool about it, though, is we are at the beginning
what Steve's talking about there. So for those that don't know, anytime you see an ETF that has a 2x, 3x next to it, they recalibrate overnight. So a 50% loss in one day or 50% move up does not correlate the next day if it goes up or down. So you have to be careful. It recalibrates.
Meta, Facebook just says they're going to pause their multi-international expansion of Meta Ray-Ban displays due to high demand. I mean, it's like I can't even make this up. It's exactly what I was talking about this morning, right? I mean, it's Mark Zuckerberg knows exactly what to do. He has done that, and it's so popular that he can't even do the international side of it. So that's what I mean by, look, there's some things behind the scenes here that we're not really seeing at the CES that could actually happen. And in real time, there it happens. They're telling you what's going on, right? So Quasar markets, I'm telling you, our AI is pretty crushing it. It's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really looking at ZSL today at some point. I'm probably like a big buy, probably here in the morning. 416 is pretty low. I am keeping my eye on silver. I think the silver run is very FOMO'd right now. Oh my goodness. Barkin says now the challenge of the next 10 years is likelihood the U.S. will have more jobs than available workers.
Wasn't AI taking everybody's job just a month ago?
I mean, don't fight the Fed, because I think the Fed does not know what they're doing. Let's be honest. I think
that one kind of catches me a little surprising.
There you go.
We are about 5 minutes from the open here. Most of the early morning gainers are based around energy still. We do see some movement. VST on the AI. They're the AI name that's moving the most today, and that's based about they're the people making the energy, right? Up about 3.75%. The other big one, Steve, was Tesla took a little bit of a hit because Mobileye Global looks like people are choosing their autonomous driving solution that uses both LiDAR and camera versus Tesla's camera-only approach. I'm not that well-versed on autonomous driving, but it seems to be a big mover today for Mobileye for sure. MBLY is that symbol. And again, the laggards today, some of the Chinese names that were up yesterday are getting hit. And then some of the higher flyers like ONDS, Rocket Lab are there. Also see Steve housing, Lennar down about 1.41% here this morning, and rates have gone up a little bit today. The 10-year and the 30 both up about a half a percentage point here today.
Agreed. I mean, LiDAR is good, but we don't know where the whole autonomous is going to come out. We don't know where the software is going to come out on that yet. There's, obviously we have Waymo, and we have several companies that are working on this product, right? To me, it seems like every car company out there is going to be autonomous within the next 10 years, right? Your car is going to drive it yourself. I mean, hell, Howard, you had a car, still did the drives itself, right? So it's like, many years ago. So I think eventually it's going to be every car. We won't even have a steering wheel eventually. So LiDAR is going to be very popular, but is that going to be the answer to everything? I don't know how they implement Google, because Google Maps or Apple Maps, that'll be a whole thing into the system itself. So how they incorporate that, I'm not quite sure in the future.
Yeah, that's obviously the $1 trillion question, right? As it's how Elon's pay will go. We are 2 minutes from the open. Advanced decline right now is up about 1,169. So not huge breadth in the market so far, but the Qs are up about 20 basis points. The S&P slated to open pretty flat on the day. Dow Jones down about 8 basis points so far. We talked about silver a little bit, up almost another 3% here, Steve, 78.81. Wow. And then gold back at 44.65, up about a half a percentage point. I did take some profit on my copper position yesterday, but it continues to move to the upside.
I took profit on silver. It's okay, Howard. I mean, you crushed this copper. That was a thesis.
No, I'm not going to complain, at all. But and I'm still holding half of it. But because copper is still my thesis in 2026, because they didn't rebuild any of that stuff that we were looking at them to use the copper for, that started this thesis with Mr. Thomas, which was the fires in Malibu and everything going on there, and the homes building and the industrial build out. We haven't really gotten into that yet. So this price is moving in before that even comes.
All right.
Okay, we are open. I will pull up some charts here for us. Whoops, I don't hit the chart button first. I know Steve's interested in silver, so I will pull up silver. Its first move, silver fairly muted, sitting right up about 3%.
He's pushing up, Tesla pushing down a little bit here, interestingly enough.
Yeah, I think Tesla might get a little bit of a push down on that Mobileye news. I would have to see, are they moving back up? Yeah, and Mobileye, MBLY up 5.21%. moving to the upside here to start off the day. Tesla continuing to move to the downside here.
And the Q is really running here.
Nvidia up a little bit right on the open. Google, Amazon, Meta that you spoke about, all of them jumped up on the open. So that is what's driving,
Tesla selling
as you said, the Qs. Advanced decline is come down to about 200 here. So we'll see if that changes. Tick slightly negative so far to start us off. Gold taking off here, Steve. Might give you your chance, 79.20. Again, I'm looking at the ounce price here.
I'm actually buying Tesla here on this drop here. Actually, believe it or not.
Oh, Steve going long Tesla, yeah, 2% here. So
because I think that Tesla is a little bit wound up a little bit, and I've done that. And 442.65 is where I am long. It's a quick trade here. Okay, yeah, maybe too quick here. I don't know. We'll see here if I can get my. We'll see. I like this Tesla trade here. I'm pretty long here. I think the Tesla's going to pop back up. Qs are pushing here a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna let it run a little bit. ZSL 414 really hasn't moved a whole lot yet, so I'm still holding there a little bit.
Okay,
but I do like this
here
Tesla.
Comes Tesla coming back to the upside a little bit here. 442.60.
If you pull up a 1 minute chart here, because it's first half hour, we know how that game works, right? Could just bounce right back up a little bit as the sellers are done. There we go. I just gotta make sure I gotta pay my attention here. Yeah, okay, good. And we will. Yeah, there it is. 440. I'm gonna tick a little bit.
443 went to there for you.
Just a little bit. I'm gonna let it run just a little bit. No buyers selling it. A little bit. There's a little drop there. There's more sellers into it. It's okay. I think I'll buy just a little bit more there. Tesla. Yeah, I am. Oops. I don't want that many. I added a 0 to that one. Much.
I gotta be honest. I am out of like all of my option plays and everything. So I'm having a muted start to my day.
All right, now I'm a little bit longer now. There you go. And I think that what will happen is should bounce right back up there. It's done. It's
Bitcoin dropped right back down to 94. Like I said, it didn't break that key resistance I was looking for. Still sliding on the downside a little bit here.
You know, and Tesla could be getting hit a little bit because of the Ford numbers a little bit. That could be something that should probably, put into my thesis here in my buy here this morning. But I'm okay with it. I like the yeah, there we go. I like this this thought process here behind Tesla this morning.
We do see the tick starting to get back towards neutral here. Advanced decline almost neutral completely. It's at 23 right now. VIX dove down to 1486 here. DXY continuing to move back to the upside, 98.41. Silver at that 79.18 area. Looks like it wanted to challenge, or it looks like it wants to challenge 80 again today. We'll see what happens there. And copper at a new all-time high yesterday, 13.92. Still looking pretty strong here. Bitcoin has broken back below 94 here. And Ethereum's at 32.91, holding up better. It does have a good squeeze opportunity here for Ethereum. Up towards that 3,400 level, even.
Yeah, gold's popping a little bit here, so I'm glad I laid out the ZSL trade just a little bit, but not much. It's only moved a penny or two. Yeah, 413. So
XRP breakout here, 238. We definitely seeing the alt get some love here still. Advanced decline bouncing back up slightly here. Qs have come down off of the highs of the day. S&P, same thing. Dow's still holding
Gold still
fairly
pumping.
flat on the day.
Barkett says long-term rates today are being driven by supply and demand of U.S. treasuries, with supply rising on larger deficits. Well, no, supply is rising because China's dumping them. I mean, did she miss a big picture there? Foreigners are dumping our treasuries.
Yeah, most likely. I mean,
I'm averaged in Tesla 441.79 for those of you who are asking out there. And I'm not scared at all of this trade.
ETH is definitely trying to squeeze here.
Yeah, we're good. Should go right back up to the 442 handle somewhere around there. And we're starting to make that move now. So, yeah. $440 handle it's got a lot of options playing around it. So, yeah. Link and CLNK have been approved for NYSE ARCA listings there.
Nice. That is the blockchain based.
Correct. Love it. Tick starting to push up a little bit, but fairly flat. Nothing going crazy here today.
ASTS making a little run here, up 2.46% today.
Buyback on the radar up 2.25%. My CRISPR is up 3.5% today. Again.
I said MU up 3.63% now. Like I said, they probably had the strongest news at CES in my
Tesla
opinion.
flipping here now. Still not concerned though, really. Yeah, it's not really out of its boundaries. And right back up. Stock tick is now at 270 here, so could see a pop here.
Advanced decline continue to slowly build up, not really pulling away one way or the other.
Royal Caribbean up 1.8% here. People still cruising.
They are. They're offering lots of deals, though, aren't they?
Yes, they really are. I have 12 free cruises. I can't even go on any of them, Howard.
Life is tough.
You're talking about Nike on CNBC right now. Tick Q just got smacked there a little bit.
A lot of the mining names are back up again today. TMC up 5.73%, Albemarle up 6.93%, USAR up 8.51%, and RGC up 17.53%. So mining companies are getting the big run so far today.
440 on Tesla again.
Uber up 3.8% here. Solana now squeezing up. Going to come to key resistance here at 145.
Bitcoin's trying again, 94.3 here.
Yeah.
Gold coming off here a little bit. So if you're looking at that ZSL, we're 412 now. So just be careful. It could see a sell off here in silver at some point here.
Nvidia up 1.25% here. Chips are definitely the big winner so far. We see TXN up 5%, leading the way. Actually, MCHP leading the way up 7%. Microchip Technology. We see Lam Research up 3%. We see Analog Digital up 3%.
France is canceling flights at the Paris airports for some reason here. I know that they're seeing Starmers going into Paris. Is that correct?
Seeing what?
There's a big meeting in Paris today with a meeting of the NATO teams. We're seeing Tesla still slipping a bit as Qs are slipping now. Tick still up though.
Yeah, market's still holding up nicely. Advanced decline has moved back up to 839. So we are quickly regaining there. Mag 7 has gone mostly negative. Nvidia was up over 1.
Gold is now 44.82, still pushing up. 408 on ZSL there. So I haven't done anything yet on silver or gold yet, folks.
Tick fairly muted. Silver 79.60 here, now up 4%. So it's like I said, it's trying to get to 80. Apple now down 1.3% here. So Apple's had a rough start to the year here.
They got to start building stuff. They got to start creating it. But I think they had a really good. To me, I think they had an amazing sales cycle for Christmas and the holidays. So I don't really know what people are thinking about that yet, other than the fact that once again they're not innovating. We've said that a million times. So
yeah.
NASCAR says that Commissioner Steve Phelps will leave the company by the end of the month. No successor to be named yet. NASCAR is turning over a little bit, seems like.
Steve Bowen quietly at 230 now. Berkshire Hathaway back below 500.
This market does seem a bit weak, though, to me. And nervous about the Fed and everything else and the geopolitical issues. Netflix at $90 is a little bit concerning to me. It just seems to be a little bit, it's been beaten up for no reason, I think, other than the Warner Brothers deal, which I don't really, they had the financing for it. So,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely down. I mean, 134 to 90. I haven't looked lately. I'm trying to
views are pumping again and pushing back up. So,
Bitcoin's struggling to hold above 94. It seems to be wearing out here at this spot. It can make that run over 94,500. I think it's got room to 96 today, but it's got to make
shorts are covering a little bit there in Tesla. Qs are pumping. We've talked about it. Get ready. Here we go.
SanDisk up 16% here. Wow, Steve, 319.28 all-time high. Big move to the upside. And that's one of the companies that doesn't have enough chips to supply the market. Nvidia back above 190 here, trying to move to the upside.
Yeah. Man, Q's on the highs of the day. Gold in the highs of the day. CRISPR is now, look at that. Look at that CRISPR up 7% now.
Wow.
That has been my thesis for the year.
Yeah. NVIDIA moving back to the upside here, carrying the cues with the chip sector is carrying the cues so far. Interesting. Energy was the big pre-market mover. Now it's gone negative on the day. XLE as a sector. We see
PMI,
materials.
Services PMI coming in now at for December 52.5. We expected 52.9. So services PMI getting weaker and weaker.
Healthcare moving up tremendously today, 1.53%. That is UNH. UNH up 2%. That's part of it right there.
Yeah, I mean,
nice move to the upside.
All right, come on, Tesla. It's time to pump now, baby. Back up there.
$38 and change.
39. Let's go. 439. Come on. Q's in the highs today. Kalshi now hit $100 billion in annualized volume, according to the New York Times.
Yeah, that's what I mean. People trade, although there's also reports that Jane Street doing a ton of wash trading there because there are markets that have inefficiency. You can arbitrage. In other words, you can buy both sides for less than $1, and the winner gets $1. So you just always take both sides and take the difference.
Inefficiency in the market will always crush it.
Yeah. That's what billionaires are made. That's taking advantage of those arbitrage opportunities before people figure them out.
Bitcoin just got smacked.
Big dumps there, 90. That's what I said. Leverage is built up a little bit there. They tried to make the run, not getting through that 94,500 was a bad sign. As I had said, that was the key spot that was going to send us higher. Rejection there just took us back down towards the lows. Tesla just got hit also, tried to make a move to the upside. Since early September, that's the area you want to pay closest attention to. Swap out and stick returns after a very short break. Bitcoin 93,700 still moving to the downside. Falls below 93.1. You've definitely got room down towards that 90,700 area. So be wary there. NVIDIA now 1.6% to the upside. Like I said, nice. It was set up nicely off of that. Retested the 50-day MA. It looks like it's moving to the upside.
Tick up, Q's up. Could have a run here now. Bitcoin 93.8. Let's get back over. Let's get back over that 94 hump there. Oh, the ticks just went off my charts there.
Advanced declines climbed up back up to 1100. So we do see a little bit of breath in the market kind of picking up. Apple still a bit laggard, down 1.26%. AMD, another one. They their CEO had the keynote speech this year. Talked up a good game, down 1.47% there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not all straight up on the chip sectors. Definite winners and losers. Intel was up nicely yesterday, had a big day. It's retraced almost all of that and some. Bitcoin trying to get back to that 94, like you said. Here you go. Come on, hold that 94.
I'm gonna let it run. I think it's a day thing for me. So
Tesla, nice little bounce back up there.
Qs are the highs of the day again, and back above 94.1 now again on Bitcoin.
Yep.
Just got pummeled.
Yeah, it's just that's the perps. That's the problem.
Yeah,
chop both ways. Wow, UNH trying to get back to 350 here. Nice little move to the upside. Copper through CPER now 37.26. Wow, since Peter Thomas brought us that, it is up 36%. You see broadband getting hit a little bit here, Steve, today.
Yeah, I'm not in broadband I play that quite nicely, but we'll hold off on the broadband machine there for a little bit. Yeah, I'm back to 438 now on Tesla. So somebody dumped in there a little bit, but not much.
I will say the crypto adjacent stocks are also starting to get hit a little bit here, so I'd be a little bit wary here.
And Bitcoin is getting back again. So what's going on here?
Yeah.
Massive fight there going on, I guess, huh?
Yeah, this is, like I said, you got a lot of chop. There's not a lot of spot volume coming in, so this is all perps again. You're just moving the market, so. I see Mr. Bauer thinking about selling a bearish iron condor in silver. Call him crazy, he says.
He's not wrong. I agree with him. I think that the silver run is stupid. Not just silly, stupid. 93.6 now in Bitcoin.
Bitcoin now coming towards lows of the day. Unfortunately, I think you might have to fade the Bitcoin today.
I already did that. Did that the other day on that run. So I took that profit and smiled to the bank.
NVIDIA trying to get a little run going here. 191.79 up almost 2% here.
If we can get a little bit of run here in Tesla, I think we could be good here, but not quite there yet. We're hearing reports that Lockheed Martin will now triple their PAC-3 missile production under the Pentagon deal, LMT here.
I should have them moving. Oh, yeah. 4.68% on that. Qs are up 57 basis points here, right about highs of the day, as you said. VIX at lows of the day, 1466. Amazon, nice little bounce today, up 1.37%. Ooh, Tesla just got hit again.
Yeah, not too worried about it, though.
Like I said, the crypto adjacent names are all starting to lose steam here, so I'd be a little wary. We're holding up pretty well, but if we lose that 93.1, watch out below us.
Yeah, it is breaking down at the bottom here. Thanks, Garrett. 621, 69 Qs on the highs today.
Yeah, Amazon now up 1.5%, so it's pumping. Man, SanDisk now up 20%. Arweave up 17. Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals rather up 17.6%. Albemarle up 11%, Steve. Beam Therapeutics up 10.73% here today. So that's where the healthcare pump's coming from. Steve, you mentioned your CRISPR up 8% here today.
8.5.
Yeah. Interesting. Right at a key spot right here. Right at key resistance. Okay, Steve, we are getting to the top of the hour here. I know you are still in your Tesla trade. I'm still not doing all that much so far today.
That's
but I am more likely to fade Bitcoin here. If it can't hold, especially a break below 93.1 would start to trigger it off for me. What are you looking at besides that? Are you going to short some silver later on, you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, $4 here on ZSL is interesting to me. So that's getting very interesting.
Okay, everybody, for Quasar Markets Live, we will see you tomorrow morning. Steve, you're still here tomorrow, right?
I'm here every day.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the CMT is if you were going to be partying with
Thursday, it's Thursday and Friday, but I'll try to do it from the CMT Association.
Yeah, get some of those boys to come on and say hello to us.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Everybody have a fantastic day. We'll see you tomorrow morning.